What is it about this practice that brings you so much joy? Why did you decide to help open this?
I decided to open my own practice because working in healthcare for so many years, I saw where there was a need for primary care services, but specifically for direct primary care, where we provide healthcare services in the form of a monthly membership.
Okay, I thought that was a fascinating business model. You decided that this is what you were going to do.
Yes.
Kind of like a gym membership in a way? How does it work?
It's pretty much like your Amazon Prime subscription, Netflix, Hulu.
Subscribe to health.
Subscribe for healthcare services. And so it's a monthly affordable, you're not locked into a contract. But with that, we're able to provide you with unlimited monthly visits, discount on other ancillary services like lab testing, and we also provide care coordination where if you need to see a specialist of some kind, we will help you with that as well.
It's wonderful. One of the groups that you work with veterans.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about that onboarding process. How can someone that's a vet get help from you?
So with our veterans, we help them with their disability evaluation so that they can receive compensation for any disability. And so basically we go over their claims, whatever they are claiming in regards to their time that they served, and we help them with those claims and reviewing their medical conditions, helping them to gather the evidence and to basically submit that claim so that they can receive compensation.
And speaking of claims, there's other people that often have claims, and that's when somebody's hurt in a car accident.
Yes.
I've been hurt in a couple of car accidents. Have you ever sadly been in one?
Thank God, no.
Okay, good for you. Don't stand so close to me that I don't rub off my bad karma on you. But one time I couldn't even move my left arm over my head.
Wow, yeah.
I was injured. So in the state of Florida, you have to put together, I guess, a claim within how many days? Like how soon do you have to be?
Yes, so in the state of Florida, you have to receive what's called an emergency medical condition evaluation within 14 days of that auto accident so that you can receive what's called PIP, personal injury protection. And in the state of Florida, you can get up to $10,000 in medical coverage, but you have to have that emergency medical condition evaluation done by a licensed healthcare provider, which is a service we also provide here as well.
You provide a lot of services, and you've also built a network, right?
Yes.
So tell us what somebody could expect to have completed here.
So our general primary care services, so whether you need to be seen if you're sick, if you need a physical, maybe for school or employment, if you need refills on medications, if you're a woman and you need a well-woman exam, we provide all of those services under our direct primary care membership. In addition to, we help the veterans with their medical claims for compensation and workers' comp for if you have an on-the-job injury, and those personal injury evaluations for auto accidents.
What do you love best about what you do? I
just like to help people. I think it brings me joy to help people in their medical needs because, for one, our health is important, and to help them to better themselves and to teach them to be advocates of their own healthcare. That's truly important to me, and that's what brings me joy.
Yeah, head to toe and fingertip to fingertip, right? You only have this one body.
One body,
and
yes.
We're responsible for taking care of it.
Yes.
A lot of times, I know I don't eat really well enough, and I sometimes don't take care of myself either, but it's important to, just get yourself, I guess, to be almost proactive. And by having a membership like you provide, somebody can be proactive about their health.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. So, that's one thing we teach people about the membership, and it's, it's not that you wait until you're sick to see your healthcare provider, but being proactive and getting your regular checkups and getting your regular lab testing, being proactive and staying on top of those things so you don't wait until you need to be in the ER or something catastrophic or emergency. And we can't always prevent everything, but we definitely can help you with some solutions to provide in providing primary care.
Now, you're taking your learning and your knowledge. You actually told me that you were able to have, in high school, Like you knew that healthcare was going to be your journey.
Yes, I decided early on that I was going to get into healthcare some way. And I was also inspired by my grandmother, who was a registered nurse. And so just seeing her growing up and also being around a lot of healthcare professionals, you know, being from New York, there's like a doctor's office, a hospital in every corner. My mom worked in the hospital system for over 30 years. So I was around healthcare a lot. And I just truly believe that this was the plan God had for me.
Yeah, family legacy. Good
Yes.
for you to step up to that.
Yes.
You know, it's a great responsibility, but you're also very giving and very generous of spirit because you started a company that's also helping others. What is that? International?
Yes, the International Business Association for Nurses.
Okay.
I started up that organization in 2020, and that just came out of my own journey in starting my own practice, you know, going from healthcare professional, healthcare provider to entrepreneur. And I shared that journey on social media, and I was able to help others, and that just grew. It kind of blew up, really, and we offer a lot of courses, webinars, resources, helping nurse practitioners, nurses, physicians, chiropractors with business resources and starting up their own clinics.
I celebrate you.
Thank you.
You know, February is a special month for some things. March
Yes.
is a special something for something else. You fit all these categories. Amazing. So no matter whether it's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, or December, Dr. Chung is where it's at. You are just effervescent. I've really enjoyed talking to you and your energy.
Thank
and the
you.
fact that you're so other-centered. You know, and I love interviewing. I've interviewed a lot of people in my life so far. But when I meet someone like you, and you just kind of like that enthusiasm and that spark, I know that you care so much about the people you help. So it was an honor to be here with you.
Thank you
today.
so much. I appreciate it.
Dr. Chung for inviting me. And stay tuned for more. We're living it up. We're having so much fun in Tampa. You should visit here. It's a great place. Joining us now is Michael Thomas Perone, and he has brought 3 of his books with him. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
Good. Nice to meet you. We got a chance to talk on the phone. I got to learn about your background and how people in your family discovered that you had this writing ability. And here we are with these beautiful books in front of me. This first one is called The Electric God and Other Shorts. Okay, so Michael Thomas Perone, tell us about this first baby.
Yeah. So I always wanted to put together a collection of my best short stories I've written over the years, but I was afraid that the reader was going to be ping-ponging back and forth between different themes. This theme is very important to me. So I read dozens of short stories I've written over the years, and I picked my 6 favorite ones, read those back, and then by dumb luck or sheer coincidence, I found out that the stories have almost the exact same theme, and that's of a sane person trying to survive an insane world. In many ways, I've always viewed myself that way, and it came out in my writing. So even though it's a book of short stories, the stories flow together, and it reads like a novel. Another theme of the book is my fear of technology taking over the world.
Okay.
And these stories were written in the 90s before that actually happened. And the first story, the story that the book is named after, The Electric God, actually predicted a few things. It predicted screens being installed into the dashboards of cars. It predicted remote learning via the screen. And it predicted binge watching. And those things weren't really around in the 90s. So even though I wrote these stories decades ago, I still feel they're very relevant today. And the critics agree. You can see the sticker there. I recently won an award, first place in the 2024 Firebird Book Awards in the category of short stories, so I was happy about that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's really nice. So when you do get those accolades, then you're able to add something to your cover.
Yeah, they send you stickers. And
Wow. That's lovely. So this is your which book?
Third.
Third book.
Yeah.
Okay. Just the one that we're presenting first, but
Okay.
it's your third that you've written.
Yeah.
Okay. So what year was this?
Last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
So this is fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh
Right
off the press. I was going to say, wait, Michael Perone, I might even smell the ink. Yeah, it's fresh off.
Fresh off the press.
Yeah.
That's the one nice thing that I do love about books is that they're tangible. You know, you could nothing
I'm old
wrong
school.
with
I need a book.
yeah, I am too. I know a lot of people read them. You know, like read it on Kindle and other ways. But I still, for some reason, I just love a book. I love the spine.
Yeah.
I know not to break the spine. I know to use a bookmark. You know, like I know not to dog-ear the pages of a book, right?
Yeah.
So like, there's a way that you should have respect for the printed book, and that's this. So
I feel the same way.
congratulations.
Oh,
and
thank you.
I'm happy that you won. Okay, so
thanks.
now this one is Danger Peak, also a winner by
Yes.
Michael Thomas Perone. So this won the Book Fest. So tell us what's you're in
Yeah,
store
that
for as a
won
reader.
in the category of young adult action and adventure.
Okay.
For the fall 2022 Book Fest Awards. So Danger Peak, basically, it's about a brave 13-year-old boy who wants to climb and defeat a supernatural mountain that killed his older brother the year before. So in order to do that, he decides to build a superpowered motorbike with the help of his two best friends and their eccentric technology teacher. And the hook of the book is, what's on top of Danger Peak? There's something special at the top of the mountain, but to find out what it is, you have to read the book. So that's my 15-second pitch. The book is also like a love letter to my childhood and the 80s. I grew up in the 80s, so it's chock full of fun 80s references. And even though it's a young adult novel, I've had adults come up to me and say how much they enjoy the book because they also grew up in the 80s. It reminded them of their childhood. And I'm excited that it's going to be an audiobook released later this month. But it's not just going to be some guy reading it. It's going to be filled with sound effects. So picture like the action bike powering up. It's going to be filled with synth-heavy music, like 80s-inspired music. So it's going to be a truly immersive cinematic experience. And it's as close to Danger Peak, the movie, as you can get for now.
Okay. All right. So it might be like a little bit before the actual movie. Would you like to see this made into a movie?
Oh, of course, yeah.
You would.
Who wouldn't?
And it has all the right elements.
Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't say this, but
Okay.
I watch more movies than I read books. So a lot of
Okay.
people told me that it reads like very cinematic, like it's, they could picture the movie in their head when they're reading it.
Lovely. And before television, that's what radio was. Radio had, like you said, all those sound effects.
Yeah.
My first job in the industry was actually picking out music and sound effects for radio and television
That's
commercials. Cool. And we had this like Hanna-Barbera that had this sound that was like a bone crunch, right?
Yeah.
It had all these really crazy
Footsteps
things.
going,
Footsteps, yeah. It had like all these crazy sounds, right? But we would laugh, and if we couldn't find something, we would actually like create something. Okay. Like what is
Foley,
the sound? Right, exactly. We were doing Foley artist type of work back then. So this sounds really exciting. So it's Danger Peak. This is an adventure.
Oh, absolutely.
And these are shorts.
Those are short stories, yeah.
But with a theme.
Yeah, about madness and technology taking over the world.
Okay, and deja vu.
Yeah.
This is how I actually have deja vu.
Yeah.
Did you know
Right
that? No, not at this moment. Well, maybe. Let me see. Have we met before, Michael?
On the phone.
All right. Michael Thomas Perone. All right, so tell me about deja vu.
Yeah, so Deja Vu, it's a little darker actually than Danger Peak. It's about a 12-year-old boy named Bobby who doesn't want to grow up. All his life he's relied on the imaginary games of childhood with his two best friends. But then he graduates elementary school, goes to junior high. The 80s become the 90s. His friends start drifting away from him, joining other cliques. And he starts feeling lost and out of place. And out of desperation, he convinces his best friends to bury a time capsule to commemorate the end of the 1980s. But once he does that, he starts being haunted by ghostly doppelgangers of himself, his friends, and others. He calls them deja vu. He has to figure out if these visions are real or if he's slowly losing his mind in order to survive his childhood. So I warned you, this one was darker than Danger Peak.
Okay.
As far as the themes, what inspired me to write the book, when I was growing up, it felt like people around me were becoming different people. My family suddenly seemed strange. I was wondering what I was doing with them. My friends, like Bobby, were drifting away from me, joining other cliques. I myself, like everyone else, was going through puberty and changing. So in Bobby's world, the people in his life are literally becoming other people. That was the sci-fi metaphor I was going for. It won the 2024 Spring Book Fest Award in the category of coming of age. And it was also a finalist at the 2024 Eric Hoffer Book Award.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is absolutely wonderful. So now that you have these, right? What is on your desk? Are you writing? Do you continuously write every day, Michael?
Well,
what's your process?
It's kind of hard because I got a full-time job, I got a family, but
Okay.
you try to squeeze in that time. It's an obvious thing to say, but a writer writes. And every time I finish a book, I'm like, that's it, I'm done. I don't because there's so much. I'm sure it's so much work, doing it, and also the promotion. No offense, but when after like so much time passes, you miss it. You miss writing, and you go back to it. So I'm actually working on another book right now.
Lovely.
Which is,
Any hints?
Yeah,
Okay.
the weird thing is like my books are based on my school experiences. So even though Danger Peak takes place in early junior high, it's really based on experiences I had in elementary school, running around the town on my bikes, playing Nintendo, the death of my brother. Deja Vu, obviously, it's about junior high. I mentioned what that's about, growing up and moving on to junior high. And Electric God, even though it's short stories, just how I felt in high school, feeling out of place and out of touch, feeling like an alien. My next book is going to be about college. And I'm running, I didn't go to grad school, so I'm running out of schools to
Oh, you might have to sign up for grad
I'm thinking that.
material.
I need another book. But it's a bit of a risk because the new book has nothing supernatural in it, unlike all my other books. And there's also some romance in there. As I said, it's based on my experiences in college. So I'm going to take the risk on it. I'm going to write it anyway, see what happens, see if I can get another word out of this one.
They say write about what you know.
Yeah.
And in just in this conversation, I picked up on something. Did you lose a brother in real life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, Danger Peak, he's trying to defeat this mountain that killed his older brother the year before. So, it's actually based on a short story I wrote in, 1988 when I was a kid. It was shortly after my brother died. And I guess I was trying to, defeat that disease, that mountain that killed him. That was the inspiration for that book. I wanted to honor my brother. And if you look at the dedication page, the first two words for Stephen. So.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you.
I did not realize that until we were just sitting here. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Thank you for having me.
They say write about what you know,
Yeah.
and it can be very cathartic and very
absolutely,
helpful.
yeah.
So I'm sure that people, whether they've gone through a similar challenge or tragedy in their family, are going to still get something out of your book.
That's the hope.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
It was lovely to meet you.
Same here.
Michael Thomas Perone. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate you, sharing your story. So even if someone hasn't gone through the exact same challenge, I'm sure that they're going to enjoy your books because we all go through challenges, and I'm sure it's very relatable. So thank you for taking your time here to celebrate your talent with us. We really, truly enjoyed the visit. So
thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And if you're an author or you have something that you want to write, please just start, begin today. And if you can, please go to Michael Thomas Perone's website so that you could order these books. Be well. Joining us now is Shea Holbrook. Welcome to the show, Shea. How are you?
Donna, I am great. I'm so excited to be on your show.
We met recently, and it was really cool. I was walking down Industry, which is in New York City, and these cobblestone path, and I see this really cool car with a whole bunch of people standing around it, and there you were. So tell us about what's going on. What is this car? Tell us about your association with Mazda. It's really exciting.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, obviously, a Florida girl coming over to New York City to promote this amazing new docuseries. It's a 6-episode docuseries that's going to go live on Prime Video on March 25th, and it's called First to the Finish. First to the Finish, you might think, what does that mean? Could that involve race cars? First to the Finish is a female documentary of the women of motorsports. And so I met you, Donna, at the Female Founders Day and the Female Founders Day Collective at an amazing event where we had a car on display. We had a race car on display. The car itself is a Mazda MX-5 Cup car. So I think a lot of the girls that might not know motorsports, and specifically maybe they don't know the Mazda MX-5 Cup, it resonated with them because it is the product of an OEM car. So I assume Donna and everybody watching, what a Mazda MX-5 is, the coupe. Right. So the Mazda MX-5 platform, it's an amazing car to buy. It's actually I think the top safety pick on the IIHS for 2025. It's a top safety pick car. And we turn these coupes into race cars. So the Mazda MX-5 Cup is an amazing series. It races alongside IMSA, which is the premier sports car racing circuit in the country. So a couple, for those that are watching, you might not know, motorsports, a blanket, umbrella, effect, right? So what does that mean, and how does that, the categories of motorsports we could even speak about a little bit. So the Mazda MX.
That because I want to shine a light on you because you are a winner, right? Champion. Motorsports,
yes, ma'am.
Athlete. You define yourself more of an athlete than anything else, correct?
I do. I think because I started my career as an athlete. So I grew up very unconventional in sports in general. I was a nationally ranked competitive water skier growing up from pretty much the age of 7 to 15, 16 years of age. I traded in a pair of water skis for a set of wheels, literally. I fell into motorsports through an experience. And so I did a NASCAR experience at Daytona International Speedway, where they have, for example, the Daytona 500. And I was just a passenger. I bought a ride like anybody can in the passenger seat and was completely floored by the experience. And so coming from unconventional sports, racing being another unconventional sport, it's not a typical stick and ball sport. I've just always had this very like athletic, fearless, maverick mindset about who I am and how I live. I come from also a military background. My dad did 21 years in the Navy, and he was a rescue swimmer. And so very like everything we do, we're A-type personality, and it's very sink or swim. We're either like we're sinking and failing at it, or we're swimming and we're exceeding in it. And so when I started my career in motorsports, it was super unconventional. You know, I had to become very resourceful when I didn't have resources, and just understanding. I think a lot of athletes, you're an athlete first, and then you become like an entrepreneur and a business owner second. Where in motorsports, I think you actually have to do both at the exact same time to become successful. And the reason for that is motorsports does take funding, and an elevated amount of funding, to compete at the highest levels. So in my career, I was very lucky. I started in the touring car divisions, became a 7-time touring car SRO champion. Gosh, Donna, I did some cool stuff. I'm actually in the Guinness Book of World Records with another woman named Denise Mueller, who is a bicyclist, and we went 184 miles an hour she was on a bicycle, and I was the drafting vehicle for her to achieve that speed at the Bonneville Salt Flats. And the list goes on and on.
Shea, I read that, and I was like, because I was trying to do a lot of research on you, and I was trying to learn so much about you. And I read that, and I was like, well, that's awesome, because it seems like when, you know, speaking of like being the first at something and things of that nature,
Sure.
None of that bothers you. You just do what you want to do, and you just so happen to be the first at different things, which I also think is really cool about you. And there are different types of racing.
Totally right.
People just think that, okay, they might know about the Indianapolis 500, you know, the Indy 500. I went there as a kid with my family too. Although I didn't go to do what you do. But let's talk about some of the different categories. What are some of the categories of racing?
Yeah, you're hitting the nail on the head for sure. So there's different categories. So IndyCar is one. IndyCar in the US is the largest pinnacle platform for open wheel racing. Actually, they're broadcasted on Fox this year. It is going to be a phenomenal series. They're doing an amazing job marketing the sport. The viewership and the fan base of IndyCar open wheel racing is just like as if it was F1. And so they do an amazing job. You'll be familiar, like you said, the Indianapolis 500, where they do 500 laps. It's an incredibly grueling, taxiing race. The physicality and the mental fortitude you have to have in order to be a race car driver, especially at that level, is, you know, I mean, whatever your premier sport is, think of that times probably even 100. There's also NASCAR racing. A lot of people, especially Americans, are really familiar with NASCAR racing, the Daytona 500 being the pinnacle of NASCAR racing. And then what actually people, you know, might not be aware of in NASCAR is they also do circuit racing, which is left and right hand corners. And so, for example, in New York, Watkins Glen, there's a beautiful facility where we race at as well. And the cool part about circuit racing, or what we call road course racing, is that's my category and what we do. And so we are road racers, where we take, for the most part, OEM equipment, meaning original equipment manufacturers. So the identification for the consumers, for the fans, whatever you might call it, they can identify with, oh, that's a Mazda. Oh, that's a Lamborghini, a BMW, a Chevrolet. So the connection to the vehicle and understanding like what you're looking at, being, although, you know, it's not the same, because these cars all come from the motorsport or the racing derivative of the manufacturer. So it's, you know, I think where you find road racing to be so intriguing is depending on the classification, you can do spec racing, which is all the cars are the same on the circuit. So it does come down to the driver. You know, the teams obviously have a really big proponent of the success of the car and the driver, but when it's spec racing, it really comes down to how gosh darn good a driver is. And then in multi-class racing or multi-manufacturer racing, there's a variety. And so you have like balance of performance with the vehicles, depending on the drivers, depending on whether it is an endurance race or it's a sprint format. So there's a lot of like variables that go into motorsports in the different calipers of racing. And, road racing being probably one of the most successful industries. And you see a lot of NASCAR drivers, you see a lot of IndyCar drivers. Shoot, you even see Formula One drivers coming to the IMSA category of professional sports car road racing. And Mazda MX-5 Cup, which I own a team in, for a long time I was for a long time I was the only female owner in the country. And I'm actually proud to say now that there are several female owners, and 2 of which are in the Mazda MX-5 Cup, which is why we're promoting. We have this awesome television series going out on Prime Video for it called First to the Finish. But it highlights particularly women in the industry, and our journeys, our successes, our struggles along the way. It's a docu-series, so there's drama. It's very like it's a very fast series, pun intended, and it's showcasing, for example, like my life. I'm a business owner. I'm a team owner and principal. I own a professional racing speed shop. I'm also a mother of 2. So juggling it all, as women know, especially women, women carry or wear a lot of hats and carry a lot of roles, and we manage to get it done. And sometimes it's the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. But we're the strength in the characters of this show, and the female characters in the show are super inspiring. And you don't even, Donna, for example, Boardwalk Pictures did the production for our show, First to the Finish. And they also did Cheer, you might have seen on Netflix. And I'm not a cheerleader, nor do I watch cheerleading, but you don't have to, it's one of those it's a documentary that just grabs you in and gets you addicted to the series, and you want to know like what's next, and you want to see if there's a season 2. And so, like Cheer did that for me, a sport that, I had zero knowledge on. And after watching this, I actually know quite a bit about cheerleading, and it's the same for First to the Finish. People are really going to enjoy it.
Well, they say once a rah-rah, always a rah-rah. So the fact
Do they say that? Yes.
So the fact that I grew up to be a cheerleader for brands, people, and causes, Shea, is because I was a cheerleader. I still have great calves, and I think it's because of cheering 4 years in high school or whatever. But I do agree with you. It's like the challenge of being all that we possibly can be. And Vanderbilt Parkway is literally like 2 miles from where I live. I'm up in, I'm on that road all the time, which is the original raceway, right? So I celebrate all that you are, all that you're doing. I think you're a great role model for people. The series that's coming up, it looks really good, looks really interesting. And it's not just for, females to watch females. It's like, there's something in it for everybody. Because I was looking at some of the feedback, I guess, on social media when I was doing my research and stuff. And there's always going to be these negative people that want to say something like horrid or whatever, because lately those are the things that on social media seem to be going viral. But this is something good that can go viral, right? There's already been I think 60,000 people that have watched the trailer, and so I'm excited for you. It's going to be something that I'll definitely be tuning into.
All drivers to your board!
The MX-5 Cup is the absolute pinnacle of action at the racetrack.
We are starting a new era of racing.
We gotta show the boys what's up.
I'm not just driving to be the best girl driver.
I'm racing to win.
It's the ultimate challenge.
The first 6 years of my career, I was the only woman.
It's a lot of pressure, but when the helmet goes on, nothing else matters.
being a team owner.
I manage everything. I'm not your mom, I'm your boss.
I have to fight every instinct from here.
Oh my God!
It's consumed my life.
I haven't slept in 5 years.
I'm capable of winning. It's not like these guys are Superman.
Turns out we know what we're doing.
You need to do anything that it takes.
Oh my God!
It's exhausting for all the right reasons.
Into, but I also just wanted to feature not just that series, but also just wanted to feature you as a person and all the things that you've done and you've accomplished and that you continue to accomplish. You know, you're a great role model to your children. You know, you're doing it. It was nice to meet you in person. I particularly noticed, Shea, after you came off the stage, after you were speaking, how kind you were to everybody. Where you could let celebrity or the fact that you're a champion racer, like, go to your head. You haven't done that. You're the exact same, like, person. They even title you sometimes the girl next door. You are definitely still that girl next door, Shea, which makes you so endearing to people. And I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your success, right? It seems like you have. You're welcome. It seems like you have your priorities in the right order, you know, and it's not easy to be a career person and a spouse and a mom and all these things, but you're doing it, and you're doing it in such a great way that I just was so excited to have you on the show. I just was like, you know what, your story is a good story, right? It's going to inspire other people, you know, no matter where they are in their journey.
I appreciate that so much. Like, those are such kind words. And, you know, I realized actually what I didn't realize for a long time, but I had a friend of mine, maybe 6 years ago, say something to me that really made me realize, like, wow, this is a superpower that I have. And she said, you know, you can go into a room and leave that room and make all those people feel like you're their best friend. And I took that really to heart, and I realized, like, you know, life is, you know, in our careers, motherhood, as partners, friends, you know, investors, whatever it might be, like, you know, the human interest in finding who is in your circle and taking care of people in your circle, and, you know, at times even putting them before you put yourself, it always comes back twofold. It's great karma. And I came from a wonderful family. I also came from a very much, like, you know, female dominated family. And I think they really taught me, like, you know, just the enduring and, you know, empathy and just, you know, pushing to be the best that you can. And I definitely consider myself like a business maverick, because I started a company on $1. You know, I invested just like your show, Donna. I mean, I took everything, invested everything into my business, and, you know, am able to not only, you know, take care of my family, but also help take care of other families and employees and contractors that work for us. We, you know, we're small but mighty, and it's just it's a blessing. I've had an amazing career in 34 years. I've packed a lot in, and I have new dreams and aspirations. This is very much kind of like a pivoting year for me, you know, the success of hopefully the show, and, you know, just things that I want to do and achieve for not just my business and my family, but for the people that, you know, we help support.
It does feel good to be able to put people to work. You know, like when I was telling you, and my audience knows, some of my audience knows, but yeah, I dreamt the TV show in color. I woke up one day, I sold everything I own. I didn't look back. I had a little more to start with, though. I actually not even borrowed, 10, it was way before Kickstarter, 10 female friends each gave me $100, and that was my seed money. I started like in 2008 with $1,000, you know, to help pay for like a theme song and a little bit of this and a logo.
I love that.
You know, but starting a business and being an entrepreneur, you can start a company with very little or nothing. It's just doing it. It's just like waking up every day and having those goals, you know. And I brought my shoes because you said we met at the Female Founders Collective Day, right? And like, speaking of entrepreneurs and cool women, okay. So these are my new sneaks that I got from Sarah. So the coolest thing is that, you know, also she started just by like, you know, when she started Spanx, all she did was like, you know, cut something out of the pantyhose that she had and tried to figure out a better way around things, right? So we are here today just to be hopefully an inspiration for other people to follow their dreams, to be resourceful, that you can do it. You can start with nothing, and it's just giving yourself a permission slip to thrive, right? So when you drive, I just have to ask you this. So when you get in a regular car and you're driving, right? Do you ever just want to go faster? Do you ever want to just be like, oh, you know?
That I had a little bit of a speeding streak pre-children, but I'll tell you, kids do change you in some ways. You know, now when I get to an intersection, I probably look 3 more times than I ever would have. So yeah, I mean, I will say I used to be a little bit of a backseat driver. I have a hard time being a passenger. A great story, actually. This is years ago. I was probably 17, so I had just gotten my racing license, and I was driving with my aunt, and I guess I was tailgating. And my aunt said to me, like, you know, gosh, Shea, can you get any closer? And I looked at her point blank and was like, yeah, do you want me to get any closer? And she's like, no, you're tailgating. Like, you're already tailgating. You're close enough. And so, you know, so yeah, I mean, certainly, you know, I there's a lot of critiquing of other people's driving on a regular street, but not everybody is as experienced as I am behind the wheel. So
yeah, you know what? Sometime I would love to take a little trip with you. I'll be the passenger though. It was a joy and a delight to celebrate you. I know you're going to be on a big media tour these next couple of days. Thank you so sincerely for, you know, making the time to stop by my show. It was fun to talk to you, fun to know you. If there's anything I can ever do for you, don't hesitate to reach out, you know, but you're the best. I'm really, really so happy for you.
Oh, back at you, Donna. You've been so great. And you were the first to pull me aside after the Female Founders Day to say, I need you on the show ASAP. And so thank you for making this happen, and, you know, your production team. And I'm so excited to continue to follow your career and your show. And we'll have to get you out to a race. You know, maybe we have to promote. We'll promote like our next event. Actually, our next event will be, so the show will air on March 25th on Prime Video, again, called First to the Finish. And then our next event is mid-April. I want to say it's about the 15th, and it's at Barber Motorsport Park. Our series is called the Mazda MX-5 Cup, in the best way, honestly, to get, you know, just indulge and get yourself into our world of racing. YouTube, put in YouTube Mazda MX-5 Cup and watch some of the races. It's like playing chess. It's like you're boxing. It's fast cars. It's insane. So, you know, MX-5 Cup is very entertainment-based racing. So from the viewer, a fan, a spectator, it's highly interesting. And I have a very winning team. So I have stacked my roster this year, and, you know, we are in an industry where performance is important, and, you know, winning is important. And I have also invested a lot in my team this year to make sure that we're at the top step of the podium. So far we have already won some major events, and we're going after a championship to win actually $250,000. So pretty incredible. Mazda's that's right. Mazda's a pretty incredible company to work for and to come and race with. So we got to get you out to a racetrack, Donna.
There you go. Go Mazda. Here, I'll give you a little cheer, right? Mazda, yay!
Woo, I like it. I like it. Move and be moved.
There you go. Take care. Yes, move and be moved. Take care. Nice to meet you again, Shea. Bye-bye. Joining us now is Lauren, and we're going to be talking about her app, which is Social Curation Collabs. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So you're here. I had to travel from New York, but you're from this area. Tell us what your app is all about and why you started it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started Social Curation Collabs because I had an agency since 2015 and I was running other people's social media. And on the other side, I was also dabbling in content creation for myself. And through this journey, I very quickly realized that while it was relatively easy to work with these corporate brands who had entire marketing departments and influencer managers, on the local level, it was a lot more fragmented. People didn't know how to get started, and there wasn't any affordable software. So I went on a mission to create an affordable software for small businesses to work with local creators.
Now, how does it work? How do I sign up?
Yeah, so as a brand, you would sign up. You can list multiple brands under your profile. So if you're an entrepreneur with a lot of things going on, that's okay. We can help you. And then what you would do is you'd create your first collab. So think of it as a job listing. You're gonna put what you're looking for, whether it's video content, photography, UGC, and the creator will be able to come to your page, look at what you're offering, and if it aligns with them and they're in your same niche and city, they can apply. Once they apply, you'll have a list of creators to choose from. You can choose who you wanna work with, and then it will create a message within the app. So it's all organized in one place, not in your email or your DMs.
And then one idea behind it, I believe, is that you want to empower the community to work together, to collaborate. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, my goals are to help as many small businesses as I can and foster the local creator economy. I think there are so many talented creators that are helping our community grow, and it's a great ecosystem that we can give back to.
You do many things, right? Your lifestyle, I guess, brand onto yourself and an influencer and, almost like a socialite in a way, but in a good way, right? You do some fun things. You go to events and parties with your clients and you're celebrating life in such a way. Tell us about that part of your journey.
Yeah, definitely. I think being a creator has really just taught me how much our community needs each other to support each other with small businesses. It used to be reviews and word of mouth, and those are forever going to matter, but it's also sharing what we love online in a visual way. And that's how creators and small businesses come into play.
What's one of the most creative things that you've seen come out of what it is that you've built, where you said, wow, that's exactly how I wanted it to work?
I think the most beautiful thing for me is just when I see brands signing up that I've never had a personal relationship with, and they're signing up, they're creating their first collab, they're getting creators, and I'm getting the push notifications for all of this, and just kind of seeing it all come into play. That's really cool for me.
Super satisfying.
Yeah.
Right? And it's easy to do it? It's easy to sign up?
Oh yeah, it's super easy, and we can also provide a demo for anyone who just kind of wants to be walked through the platform since it is newer tech. And yeah.
And you're looking for people that have a small business or have a brand because it isn't really affordable, all of those wonderful tools. Like you said, it's very expensive to do sometimes. And you created something that allows people to have access.
Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely an affordable option. You can cancel anytime. You can work with unlimited creators, create unlimited collabs. You can also list events for free on the app. Also, one thing to mention, if your city isn't on there, you can always choose remote or other and get UGC content from creators in any city. So there's options for everyone.
As someone with a graphic art and design background myself, that's what I went to school for originally. I think this is incredibly cool.
I love that.
Super, super wonderful.
Thank you.
It's a lovely to meet you in person. We've been talking now for a few weeks, and I celebrate you. I celebrate what it is that you created, and I thank you wholeheartedly for trusting your story to us so that we could share it. So thank you very much, Lauren.
Absolutely.
Well, we thank Lauren for joining us, and if you are anywhere in the world and you want to just check this out, please do. It is Social Curation Collabs. Joining us now is Nicole Burke, and she does have her own talk show, but today we're going to be talking about her real estate career. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
We got a chance to meet this past weekend because I was a guest on your radio show, so thank you for that. And it is The Voice of Uniondale.
Yes.
How long have you had that show?
This is the 3rd season.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And the first year, I won awards for it. And it's just so great to have. I've never thought I could do something like that, but I was given the opportunity, so I'm so grateful for it. I get to meet great people just like you.
How did the journey start for you? Why did you decide to become a real estate agent?
It just happened by chance, by
Okay.
becoming a real estate agent. At the time, I just came to New York, and I was working at the airport as an admin. And one of the guys said, "You would be great as a real estate agent."
Wow.
And took the course. I was at the time married and looking for a house. And I was able to pass the license, got my real estate license, and started working immediately. And as you said in the intro, I guess I became a people person.
Okay.
And it was great helping people through the journey, either them looking for a house for the first time, because I just went through it myself, or either a parent is getting elderly, they have to move in with their child or adult child, and help with that transition and create a community. So it's a good run.
Okay, so if you're a first-time home buyer,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
There are advantages for that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it was during the time that the market went down in 2008, I purchased a house. If little old me from Montreal can do it, I do my best to share the information with women, with men, that they can do it. You just have to have a plan.
Okay, so even if they're not ready today, maybe in 3 months or 6 months, you're going to walk them through the steps.
Yes, even in 18 months. Because
Okay.
sometimes people feel that their credit is poor. They owe more money than they can save. And I show them the steps, because if I can do it, with cutting out coupons, budgeting, paying down my debts, you can too.
I loved being on your show, and like I said, I wanted to have you on my show because we instantly connected.
Yes.
There was this instant bond there.
Yes.
So it's lovely to celebrate you. So
thank
it
you.
is Nicole Burke
Homes.
Okay.
.com.
Lovely.
Yes.
NicoleBurkeHomes.com.
Yay.
Woohoo, woohoo. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, well, there you go. You never know who you're going to meet or how they're going to help you on their journeys or your journeys. So thank you for watching. And this is Nicole Burke. So tune in to her show. Joining us now on this lovely day are Damiano and Roberto. And yes, they are Italian, just as I am. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you. I would say my background is I'm a lot of different things. I am definitely like a mixture of many, many different things. But I know that you were both born in Italy, correct?
Correct.
And you've been friends for a really long time.
Yes.
What is it about your friendship? I'm going to go with you, Damiano. What is it about your friendship with Roberto that make working together so great?
Well, it's not because he's here, but he's a great guy to work with. Really, he's a great guy. Outside and inside workspace.
Okay.
So yeah, we go a long way. We met roughly 12 years ago. I applied for a part-time position as a server, and then we just connected. I guess he was looking that Italian flair, and just came through the door.
There you were. And for you, Roberto, you knew him as a server, but then all of a sudden, what did you discover?
So yes, of course, Damiano, I knew him as a server, was a great guy. We became friends, we connected, and he had a very short experience at the restaurant with us. Then after a while, I start seeing Damiano on social media, working as a chef in New York City.
And you're like, he can cook? You're like, what is it about that? But it's exciting because now you've just opened up a new restaurant, correct? In early February is when
We
you opened?
did, yes, a grand opening on February 4th. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That's so exciting. So what is it about this restaurant that is bringing so much life to that area?
Well, our goal, Damian and I, we were always clear from the very first moment. We wanted to offer our customers quality. We wanted to deliver their experience, but also the authenticity of the product. It's like we both say, it is like going to Italy without going to Italy. We
Really?
want you to come and
expensive.
try the real thing, basically.
And it was what, Damiano? It's
So airfare expensive or better.
yes,
come to,
yeah, you
to
save
us.
the airfare, you can get dessert.
Correct.
Right? It's
Correct.
like, speaking of dessert, let's go backwards. What are some of the desserts that are on the menu there at
Well,
Amore?
we have, but again, everything is made in house. So we do have a strawberry panna cotta, Cecil Camaro panna cotta. We do a pistachio tiramisu, a classic tiramisu, a pistachio cake, some gelato, and then we try to change on a weekly basis.
Okay, so somebody needs to save room for that, right?
Yes,
So-
absolutely.
And at your restaurant, nobody's rushed, right? So you're
No,
able to sit and
Of course,
dine and
of course.
understand the food and the
That's
elegance
correct.
of your palate and just have a beautiful
That's correct.
experience, right?
We always make sure that when we take reservation, we leave enough space between one reservation and another, because we do not want to rush our customers. We want them to be able to sit down, enjoy the food, the conversation, and everything else. We don't want a customer to say, "Oh my God, you."
Right.
No.
Rush me out.
No, we don't
Right.
want that.
So you really do want to bring that Italian heritage
Yes.
to life for someone
Correct.
to experience the meal.
Absolutely.
Nice wine list?
We are BYOB.
You are?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
So you pick the wine.
Right. So you get to you bring your favorite wine.
Yes.
Is there a favorite wine that you both like though? Or like certain red, white?
Personally,
yes.
I prefer the reds.
Okay.
I like all kind of wines. To be
You do?
honest with you, yes.
Okay. How about you,
Yeah,
Damian?
I'm more into a white.
Okay.
I could go for a nice,
Because there used to be
Can't remember.
rules, right? People used to say you have to have
You
red
have to,
with
yeah.
meat and you have to have white with
With
fish.
fish,
But I don't
but-
think that's true anymore. I
No,
think you can
not
drink
really.
whatever you'd like to drink if you want to drink.
There's
right?
a lot of good white wine that go well with meats.
Okay.
Or vice versa.
Okay.
You just have to know how to pair wine and
What your meal
food.
is.
Yes, correct.
Okay. But you also have iced teas and soft drinks
Yes.
and other
Yes,
things
that's
there, too.
correct.
So brand new restaurant, right?
It
Now,
was
is it,
it was an existing restaurant since 2013,
okay.
and then the old partnerships set up,
Mm-hmm.
and then I came in, I joined the family, and we relaunched it. We did a grand opening, rebranding, and everything. Yes.
Lovely. I want to know what the decor is like. What is the atmosphere? From the moment I walk through the threshold, what am I going to
Mediterranean.
experience?
It's like going to Capri, the Amalfi Coast,
Okay.
to Sicily. So it's Mediterranean.
Mediterranean
it's nice
style.
and
Yes, correct. In fact, we have a lot of pictures on the walls of the Amalfi Coast, of Sicily, because again, we want to bring their experience to customers. We want them to feel, wow. A lot of people that comes in and goes, oh my God, I have been to every single one of these places,
Oh,
and that's
so
exactly what we
nice.
want.
Yeah, it's like the passport, but
Yes.
through food.
Yes.
Correct.
I love that. So nice. I also found out that you make the pasta there, right? Except for
Correct.
not the gluten-free pasta, but everything else you're making the
Correct.
shapes.
Correct, yes.
Correct.
Okay. What do you find goes best with a sauce? Like if you're going to put something on a piece of pasta, what holds that flavor for you?
To me, it's
Yeah.
he
Oh,
eats,
both.
I'll make.
Oh, you make it, he eats it,
yeah.
but you eat it, right? A little.
Well, yeah, I
bit.
tried
Okay,
everything.
okay.
You have to.
But
Yeah.
there's all these different shapes, like whether it's the little pocketbooks or whether
Yes.
it's the tortellinis
And
or
also,
whether
yeah,
it's the
depends
gnocchi
how,
or if it's the.
yeah, how thick the sauce is.
Okay.
So if you have, for example, simple tomato sauce, it could
Right.
go with short pasta, it could go with cavatelli or spaghetti.
Okay.
If you're talking about a bolognese where it has ground beef in it, you want like a larger pasta so it will amalgamate better.
Now, not everybody makes a good bolognese, right? It's like we call it sometimes Sunday sauce, right? What does it take? Is it the slowness of
Yes,
the
trick is
Okay.
same thing, bolognese and the tomato sauce.
Right.
You have to let the sauce cook. The more you cooked it, the better it is.
Okay. So let it do.
So
Let
a lot
it do
of,
its
yeah, I
thing.
noticed that a lot of people that just open the jar, the can, whatever, or this, and they just cook it for 20 minutes. That's unready. No, you have to cook it.
Yeah, they're just like, okay.
Yeah,
Well, sometimes people in different parts of the country too think that like ketchup is sauce. I'm sorry. Did that offend you right now?
No,
I saw you both take a deep breath. Like,
No, we do get we do get a lot of questions that because, like you said, people believe that certain food
Right.
are related to the Italian cuisine, but
No.
no.
So good. It's so good there. What are you hoping that your customers walk away with besides the feeling that they've been somewhere?
With a smile.
Okay.
With a smile, and I also want people to really be satisfied about the quality of the product. I want people to come by us. We have a lot of customers that they never had the real deal.
Okay.
And some of them were, for the most part, everybody says, we'll try. And for the most part, everybody says, wow, I'm so glad I did. What a difference. My goal is to deliver, again, authenticity. I want people, when they leave, to be happy and satisfied about what we have done.
What does it take to get a job in your kitchen? What skills does somebody have to have before you let them in?
You have to be a little crazy to work with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Oh no, here he comes.
The kitchen,
Right.
even that's what it's, even when
Okay.
there is nothing to do, there's always something to do.
Okay.
But
Yes.
what it takes, to be honest, passion and love.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I
Be
mean,
dedicated.
you don't have to go to culinary school.
Okay.
You don't have to have master degrees, but if you have the passion, see, I grew up in a family where I used to, get up in the morning with the smell of sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you have the passion and love, and then just be creative, have fun in the kitchen. You have to have fun.
Lovely. Do either of you ever eat leftovers?
Yes.
You do?
I do.
Okay. Now, do you just take it out after it, or do you like doctor it up a little bit? Add a little cheese, a little salt and pepper, or you just like whatever it is, it is?
If it's pasta,
Yeah.
I just saute in a pan. I give them the little crunchiness to it.
Okay.
Right. But I don't add anything else. Yeah.
Because sometimes the portions, even at your restaurant, I heard, are large. You're not gonna go
They're
away
not small,
hungry.
yes.
Yeah, they're not small. So you're gonna go, you're gonna eat, and sometimes there might be a little extra for the lunch the
Yes,
next day.
sure,
Nothing
absolutely.
wrong with that. So your portions are large, the atmosphere is great, you're creating a memorable experience
Yes.
for your guest, and you just want to bring some authenticity to
Yes.
the table.
Correct.
That's our main goal. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I'm happy for you
Thank
that
you.
your paths crossed again.
Thank you.
And the way that they were meant to come back together.
Yeah, but yeah.
And you invited me to come to
Absolutely,
your place,
yes.
right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so when should we make this happen? March?
Like I said, we did.
Okay.
So we did a grand opening on the 4th.
Okay.
We're still waiting for a couple things to, adjust at the restaurant as far as deco and
Okay.
everything. So we should be ready by March.
Lovely. And then can we swing our napkins
We
and
could
things
do
like that
everything.
and
Of
do a
course
little
you can.
tarantella or
Absolutely,
something
yes.
like that
Yes,
together?
yes,
I don't know.
yes.
Sounds
Absolutely,
like fun.
yes.
But I have enjoyed you being here at our studio today. Really have enjoyed your company, and we had some laughs backstage, and we will have some more laughs.
Of course.
At when we share a meal
Absolutely.
together.
Looking
thank
forward
you.
to it.
Me too. Thank you
Thank
so
you for having us
much.
again.
Thank you for having us.
Happy journeys to you. If you're dining out or if you're dining at home, just make that food experience as authentic as it could be, because food is love. Thanks for watching. This is Donna Drake. Happy journeys.
Take my hand, come with me, and we'll find better ways to be something much more. Live it up, live it up, live it up now.
Thanks for watching Live It Up. You can visit us at liveituptvshow.com.